one with nature.
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like...
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay. So, we have to dig it out? Whatever's down there, it looks like it's buried really deep.
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way because there are device fragments scattered around here. Let's split up and search the area. Chances are that we'll find other things nearby.
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kinda scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you... Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa?
Well...
This complicated...
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great... Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all...
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this conviction.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring King Deshret back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the Academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The Academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the Academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the Academia to me. Why would I listen to anything the people of Greater Lord Rukkhadevada have to say? Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed King Deshret. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages?
Precisely.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars. Perhaps even...
Think you can talk me over with...
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the Academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the Academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in King Deshret, and the same applies to the Academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the Academia's way of doing things?
You Academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall. I've made myself clear enough. I won't listen to another word from the Dendro Archon's people.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about...
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the Academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be afraid.
Huh. An arm from the Flame Mane. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs. And mercs don't tend to live long unless they have their wits about them.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying.
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Rahman?
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in... You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the...
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm off?
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to see—
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more with— Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping them out would do more harm.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find—
Whatever it takes? You just might be...
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to—
The wind knows me.
Speed of light. Huh? That's everything. On to the next. I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
It's time to make plans. I'm getting old. It's time to make plans for the future.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there. You're all here so early!
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak?
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today, understood?
Fine.
Incoming! Hey!
Time to go.
Speed of light! Incoming! Don't blink! Hey! Speed of light!
They got here.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by...
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only...
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his...
It's a one-for-one exchange. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my...
You stay right there!
Boy, mate! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here? You coward! Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Grandpa!
This day's going.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected it. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body. The dendro archon. The present one.
Grandpa? Grandpa? Oh no, he's getting confused again.
Hey, look around.
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to King Deshret's civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it and left it in the state we see now. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Deshret!
What's he doing here?
They must have fallen down here with us. Most of them seem in really bad shape.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict.
He's not actually...
As it happens,
What are you doing?
don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, remnants of 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a...
Paimon thought you weren't interested.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. Or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating.
Raman, what are you gonna do about—
I'll just let them lay here. King Deshret...
Take heart. Victory will be ours. I await your instruction.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Raman.
Huh? Me?
Do you see another Raman here?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean? sir?
Interpret it however you want, but there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from King Deshret's civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic...
It does seem kinda strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
Snow!
One with nature.
Rest and rebuild!
Into the wind.
Take flight! Hold the line! Don't blink!
One with nature. The wind knows me.
Rest and rebuild!
Into the wind.
Speed of light. Allow me. Yeah.
One with nature.
Rest and rebuild. Whirling.
Take flight.
Allow me. Incoming.
The wind knows me.
Embrace the ice. Nowhere to hide. Don't blink. Rest and rebuild.
Into the wind.
My apologies. Incoming.
It's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are...
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people.
You can read Ancient King...
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious.
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy, the scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a
Isn't Shari...
Yes. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for Greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and King Deshret were never enemies at all.
but this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers, they're clearly...
Was that the former Dendro Archon? She became so tiny in the end.
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any of this before. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refuse to believe any of the rumors. King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization, it was all Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's doing. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge, suddenly now my enemy is my savior?
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
Dia, tell me. My Eremites and I, what are we even fighting for?
Hey, how you doing?
I'll live. Thanks. I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply but please, give me some time. After everything...
It's not gonna be...
Well, I guess that's for me to do.
When would be a good time?
Tomorrow, and I'll...
You seem to finally understand.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the
That must have been rough, but he seems...
Ramon's no fool. Being the lead... It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King...
The outcome, at least, is...
We should get going too. Let's head back. Sino, we're leaving.
Stop.
There's a pleasant breeze and glorious sunshine. So, where shall we go for a walk? Ad Astra Abyss. Thank you for completing. Ad Astra Abyss.
The wind knows me.
Allow me!
Take flight!
Yeah! Ha! Ha!
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keep.
I guess all I can say now is...
Don't mention it. I think we can both agree but we share a common cause now.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell.
We've been all over the desert trying to find...
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no.
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned...
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us.
I could do...
Please have mercy.
Start talking.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently.
They, wanted to
Don't play dumb. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I am really...
Well, you better start talking!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, Do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a divine core. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity of divine canned knowledge.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but to no avail. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies, Scribe Alhaitham. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and omnipotence.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for some organisms demonstrate this.
Then what does Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god, why try to create another one?
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But upon evaluation, they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This forced them to accept that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata had indeed passed away. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's Gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power nor the spectacular insight expected of a god of wisdom. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So, this is the path the sages have chosen.
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change up our scenery. Raman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these two scholars, they're coming too.
Sure.
Rest and rebuild!
One with nature. Into the wind.
My apologies! Hold the line! Take flight!
The village keepers you found.
Yeah. Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about?
Or I can...
Oh, Paimon!
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand,
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt...
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed.
So,
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
yep, it'll work out for sure.
So this is a day in the life of the traveler.
Candace, we're here! Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please. Wait a moment. Before attending the meeting,
What do you need?
promise me that you won't commit to anything.
What do you think?
Okay.
Oh, of course not.
Everyone's here so early!
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been?
Are you ready?
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
It's worth a try.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making Paimon nervous.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Come on, don't give me that face. I know.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, Traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions,
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy.
Paimon's a little worried. Hopefully nothing will go wrong.
To be honest, I feel the same. But you're already some of the most capable people I know. So you have my trust. Your deeds speak.
Candace,
I'm very glad I've said this. Only when you're safe can the plan. You're welcome. Good luck.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone to be careful.
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. We must go beyond that and fully commit ourselves to it. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful to boost our morale right now?
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our situation. We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of logistics while others will fight on the front lines.
Speaking of the front lines?
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble... But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my strategic insight. Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant danger every single day.
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation, and you are a scholar!
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit far more potential than others.
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries in Port Ormos called you a lunatic.
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. That reminds me. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge. You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia for some time, I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of forbidden knowledge. But the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect. Come to think of it, the withering. Elazar.
But, at least, wait a second.
You've...
But if that's the case...
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia forest? That whole...
To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check...
Where are we going?
To an Eremite...
It's all good. Whatever the boss says.
They're here.
Huh? What are they?
I gave them some... tech...
It's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge
Look here.
Huh? More canned knowledge?
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared.
Anyway, we're not going to use... As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with... Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the most important part of all of this. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction into the knowledge capsule?
Yes.
Paimon is still really worried.
I understand, but trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's best if you can do as I say. Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encouragement may be the most important tool we have.
Paimon Anyone can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone... Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no...
But what was the point of doing...
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for... You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is... Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha after all that... A slave to order, and that's why rule... In addition... You could say that...
Things you're interested in?
Anyway, I'm going to take those two to work on some...
Small prod?
We're going to tinker with the...
Time to work! Work time! There's no excuse for slacking!
Allow me!
This should be fun!
Don't blink! My apologies!
I must collect
Sakura swirl! With sword comes shadow.
This
Hold the line! Whirling snow!
that seemed to work.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Speed of light!
It was this first.
My apologies!
The loneliness.
You are eavesdropper. The more, the merrier.
The wind knows me.
Over here! Take flight! Amuse myself a little. Embrace the ice!
As one with wind and cloud,
Now you've got me.
one with nature.
Shine longer.
Collecting rare and exquisite treasures. Yes, this seems suitably sophisticated. Whirling snow!
Allow me.
Take flight!
Hold the line.
Yeah!
Time to go to work. The wind knows me.
Nowhere to hide. Got lucky that time.
Now you're testing my patience.
Whirling snow! Sakura swirl!
One with nature. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Take flight! There's a pleasant breeze and glorious sunshine.
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your word?
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties. I've given it a lot of thought. And in the end, I still can't agree to it.
But it's still the best plan we have. As a former Matra, you of all people should be able to see the bigger picture and recognize the innate advantages of our plan.
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages. Alhaitham's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you...
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to Alhaitham for suggestions. Had I known Alhaitham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed to the plan.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here, don't you?
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently dire. I'm sorry, but as things stand, I can't accept your principles.
Seems you really do understand the ways of the desert.
Traveler, Paimon. Ramon's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the
Wait! How...
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible...
That also sounds like something...
Doesn't Alhaitham know how deep...
Of course he does. He told me. There is no perfect plan. He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of success would increase significantly. I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee to make the whole thing more convincing. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless...
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you are hard to come by.
I've always treated my
Now you're making this hard.
Hey, is there something we can do to help? We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number.
Sino, on behalf of my people, we have no fear of casualties. Because we crave the sport.
Well, now that you've... But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that we can only achieve our... Since you and I both recognize the significance...
Okay.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there.
Deshret's familiars in the desert.
Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation.
Ah, of course, of course. But who exactly are you?
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is
as many as Ain al-Ahmar. This should...
Then I suggest that you report this.
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole... Aren't you even a little worried? Even if that guard doesn't know?
We discussed the...
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter. Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound, no matter how you look at it. They don't seem interested.
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must actually consider...
I've given that a lot of thought. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave... But things like...
That's true. But what...
Look at it from a different...
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but... Haven't you ever thought...
Because the Akasha...
The Academia... By sorting and analyzing entered data... However, at the... Emotions are... Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure... But now, our thoughts and... The Akasha... So...
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever... Next time...
Will do!
Just remember to...
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Great Red Sand District.
This is my assistant, the Traveler.
Beep, cons.
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And,
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I'm...
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course...
There's no need for flattery. Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the...
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites. And any questions about...
None at all, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, we're going to strike back against that massive pillar of power. Get ready. We will move out in 2...
I shall treasure this good fortune.
My apologies!
Whirling snow! Collecting rare and exquisite treasures. Yes, this seems suitably sophisticated. A blade embraces its...
You want me on your team?
Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! Cut to the chase!
The wind knows me, as one with wind and cloud!
Here come the fireworks!
If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story? Fireworks are for now, but friends are forever.
If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story? Oh? Oh. Fireworks are for now, but friends are forever.
Take heart. Victory will be ours.
Is there a new request from the... When I have...
Let's finish this, swiftly.
Military supplies for the Eremites must be...
Time to go to work.
Take flight! Kamisato art! Sometsu!
Allow me!
One with nature.
Verdict is...
Now you're testing my patience. We'll meet again.
Let's go. Time is against us.
Is there a new request?
Whirling snow!
Hold the line! Torrent, bring refuge!
Sakura swirl!
Yep!
Take flight!
Incoming!
My apologies!
With sword comes shadow.
Want me to come along?
Take flight.
Allow me.
My apologies. Embrace the ice.
Is there a new request from the Academia? When I hand this work over to the Elamites.
Military supplies for Eremites must be distributed appropriately.
It's time for the operation.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
The wind knows me. Brings a smile to my face.
Let's hurry over!
Wait a moment.
Ah! Oh, it's you.
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
Yeah.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case for the Academia, we are...
I'm glad to hear your sense of... They are our only leads for the case. If they die...
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are...
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! What are you judging from those shiny weapons in your...
Rahman. The Academia has caught wind of your
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the Academia? I can't believe you came over.
I'm not here to...
Nobody's given me this much time of day since I became a mercenary. Brothers!
One with nature.
Take flight!
Rest and rebuild!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Whirling snow!
Allow me! Don't blink!
Into the wind!
Take flight!
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel...
You pitiful...
I'm a...
King Deshret will curse...
Silence!
Oh!
Restrain them and...
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino. I will now take my...
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went really...
Yes.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave Ramon there sure looked...
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan.
Yeah, you're the reason why
It's not... Go join up with her.
Speaking of which, is it...
I have a very... If we need help, get ready for the next phase of...
My apologies.
The wind knows me.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, downed 7 drinks, and even did some clothes shopping.
Sorry. We didn't...
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that. All joking aside, I'm glad you're here. Let's get... Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. We need to make sure he won't get in our way when we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the Doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to impossible for us to achieve our goals.
Yeah, we sure don't want him showing up. Ooh, he really gives Paimon on the creeps.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis DI and ask for Forest Watcher Tainari. If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can be sure that Tainari still has the academia's trust. So, we'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel on the Doctor. The sages have placed spies everywhere on... You should be honored. I don't offer my services to just anyone, you know.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do anything for Mora.
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your services, you should always go with the best offer. Let's see. If I were to charge...
how much more
how much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much recently. If you ask, come on, give me a smile so that I can... Looking good! There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joyous one can bring blessings to others. Let's go. It's time to...
Traveler, Paimon. And you are?
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia. She's an Aramite.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really
All right. This place is better. Okay. What is this important thing you want to ask me? The Doctor...
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask!
Yes, I know. Actually, he left part...
He left all...
Yeah. He came...
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this after having just met, but your answer is very important to us. For now, all we can share with you is that your friend Sino is working with us.
Sino, you say? I see. So that's why he hasn't been at the Academia. Okay. I'll answer your questions and will assist you any way I can. You don't have to tell me everything that's happened.
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not even a little worried that we might have made it all up?
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. Between you, the Traveler, and Sino, none of you strike me as the type that would conspire to deceive me. You don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. I'll also get straight to the point. The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with him.
Hypatia? Why would he want her?
And what do you mean by take away? Is he planning to leave Sumeru?
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean you're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a final trip to Pardis Di. Let me ask, have you been taking care of a scholar by the name of Hypatia?
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you've recruited many informants. But you're right, Hypatia has indeed been receiving treatment from me.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking, I assume you have something to say.
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would like to take Hypatia to Snezhnaya.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself, shouldn't you at least be aware of this?
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of knowledge. How unbefitting.
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I will personally supervise.
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the Academia. Her situation, transporting her to Snezhnaya, is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. As your suggestion is rude and reckless. I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him, it's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a...
I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect sense. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. I must say, you are not like what I had expected. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in a hurry today, what with Her Most Noble Majesty the Tsaritsa calling for our return. Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave. It's just as the Academia said, you're a responsible and gifted scholar. Sadly, even with all of that, you're still lacking a bit of shrewdness. And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but feel like he's hinting at something unpleasant.
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps I'm nothing but a talking rock in his eyes. He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our conversation. From his tone, I can sense that he's always looked down on others.
I can barely believe it myself. But if that's true, the situation will be in our favor.
I don't think I missed any details.
Sorry, we can't
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest, Recently, my master wrote...
Hasn't he already asked you several times?
Yes, but there's something off about the... My master will... This has been a habit.
I get it. Since you're...
I'd like to ask you to...
I can do that. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is. If the higher-ups really... If the situation becomes critical...
Alright, we've got a plan.
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra...
I must say...
Being loyal to the... On that note...
The Academia, I suppose...
I see.
This may well be... Also, I think this may be...
Okay, well,
Thanks.
Right. Oh, by the way, which way to...
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. He also said that, just to be safe, let's chase him and see what we find.
But we have no idea where...
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find leads as we go. That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly they're in a hurry. It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor went. To the south of here is Port Ormos, which seems...
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go to the...
One with nature!
Hold the line!
Take flight! Sakura swirl! Yeah! Yeah!
Skills. Seems we found...
Shh! Don't... The port is crawling with...
Let's keep going and see what...
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide so we can observe him. This place will do. We can hide here.
Uh-oh. He saw us.
Huh? Is he waving?
It's time to say...
Wait, is...
Huh?
And where are all the...
They were all here just a few...
So this was a trap. Wait.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back to...
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen something.
Oh no! Are you...
Let's go!
Paradis Di is not a place you Fatui can just show up and do as you please.
I believe we've already made ourselves quite clear. Our superior gave us permission to search for and collect medicinal herbs in Paradis Di for research purposes.
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already. I find it coincidental that you chose to only come here today.
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the right to question our research, much less an ordinary scholar like yourself. I've done my duty to inform you.
It would seem that my work... You can keep trying...
With all due respect...
Well, you won't... I may be It is still my duty to protect...
Then it seems...
No one will lay a hand on you.
Tainari! Are you alright?
I'm fine.
These Fatui have really crossed the line. Time to teach them a lesson.
Shouldn't get careless.
One with nature. There's no use resisting. Give us Hypatia.
Keep dreaming.
Yeah, Tainari! Beat him up!
Have a load of this.
Terminus of the deep!
Right.
Allow me! Cut to the chase!
This was well done.
This
is bad.
Kamisato art! Sumetsu!
I guess this is it. You need to hurry up.
Into the wind.
This was well done.
Rebuild! Take...
You need to hurry up.
An unfortunate fault.
My apologies.
Wind strike. The doctor's orders are absolute.
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now.
Take flight.
This isn't
So rude. Whirling snow. Sakura swirl. With sword comes shadow. Hey!
We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon.
Got it. Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
So, you think this is over?
What?
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
But, where is he?
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw. I didn't need to do anything.
Who are you talking to?
I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed you. I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand.
Hey, Traveler!
My deification is nearly complete. All that's left now are just... Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god in... Scholars consider the god of wisdom to be the sum total of their faith, but this also shows that humanity... Yes. Yeah, I'm in a good mood, which is why I'm talking to you like this. What do you mean? Those words almost... But you're wrong. I'm different from all of you. I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine. Just think about a sheet of paper. By itself, it holds no meaning. The content recorded on it is what gives it value. All I had recorded down before were some painful memories. Indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, I'm connected to your consciousness. So, this is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. It'll be for your own good, as well as... Ah, you've seen my... She peered into my consciousness, and all gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become... You're doubting me again? No matter. Soon, you'll... Who wants to hurt my devout follower? The doctor wants to hurt my... How very amusing. Has anyone ever told... The doctor has never known his place. Even now, the puny human thinks himself capable. You're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy the doctor. It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded. Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never needed to be...
Ah! Paimon, here's Thunder! That person Paimon couldn't see was the Palantir? Oh, he sure chatted with you for a while. Where is the storm headed? That means anyone outside is in danger! Oh! Have the Fatui retreated? Hey!
He's hurt.
I'm fine.
Don't move. I've seen Eremites get struck by lightning before.
Struck by lightning?
We were fighting, and just as things started looking grim, the weather suddenly became extremely strange. Lightning started attacking it. Luckily, there were only two of us, and both of us were nimble enough to dodge most of the strikes. There were a lot of Fatui, though, and they were being torn.
With that, all the Fatui soldiers were forced to retreat. It's all right. My wound aside, you look like you've seen something
Hey, didn't I
just in case, let's go to Hypatia's place and... Thank goodness she's...
Hey, how about...
I understand my condition. The wound is not fatal.
Ugh. The more you understand medicine...
I know. They always...
Oh, he sat down.
Let me rest for a bit.
So that's what you were talking to the balladeer about?
The Academia's... God.
That sounds, as long as I can enjoy...
Don't say that.
Don't mention it. Well, if nothing else, all this proves that the doctor really... Maybe the Fatui want to cover up some secret...
You said the balladeer claimed that Hypatia has seen his past.
Have you noticed?
So, if the doctor was to show...
Based on what the Traveler has said, I think he would. In other words, we've successfully
Yay! That...
Thank you for the help, Tainari. Make sure you...
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps things up for us here. Let's continue to keep a low profile.
Allow me!
So this is a day in the life of the traveler.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
I'm learning more about you all the time. wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more.
All right, everyone is here.
How did everything go?
Let's report back one by one. We've made the necessary modifications to the Akasha terminal.
I'll go next. The Traveler and I went to Party's DI. The situation was a bit...
Who was behind?
Well, that's the tough part. What should I say, Traveler? The Fatui or the Balladeer? After some back and forth, we confirmed that the Doctor has left Sumeru by boat. He has something urgent to attend to back in... So, we've successfully removed the Doctor from the picture. Also, Tainari's already resting, so...
Oh! Tainari also asked us to tell...
Everything also went smoothly on my side. The Eremites should have... to avoid alerting the quarry.
I can't believe you actually got so many
It's all thanks to Rahman and his brave team.
It appears to have been very effective. Well, is that everything?
Huh? Wait.
Well...
Shouldn't you end with some words of encouragement? You know...
Personally, I'd rather we all go...
I'll hate them.
Oh, and if you wanted someone to say something to that effect, then I'm... So you should find someone more suitable.
But I thought all of you Academia big shots were great
Then I should remind you.
I know that.
A scribe is responsible for recording meetings, not speaking.
Fine, whatever. Well, Sino doesn't seem to be much of a talker either.
Employer?
Yep. The Traveler hired me.
Yeah! Say something to boost morale!
Huh? What are you all doing here?
Oh, it's Nilu!
Hey, everyone. I'm...
Not at all. I was actually just...
Judging, but you also look like you're up to no good.
Welcome, Nilu.
Huh? Join... You mean...
Yes. Nilu, are there any breaks in your performance schedule in the upcoming day?
Huh? I can't believe... Oh, right. The Traveler and Paimon aren't...
That's...
I must... But I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Remember.
Okay.
Just remember not to say too much.
Yep.
All the preparations are done. Now, can...
So, have you thought up what you'd like to say, boss?
Yep. It's a grand plan and we're all
Well said.
Huh?
Oh,
Alright, let's all go home and get a good night's sleep.
Okay.
Yep, good night.
A blade embraces its duty. As a jeweler